Audio check 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Audio check. Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T Storm Chasers, ready to jump into some information here that we are currently following in reference to some severe weather that is pushing through the area. Sorry, getting my phone set up to make sure that I can hear you guys. Currently, these severe weather storms are pushing up from southwestern portions of the area. They will be starting to impact and continue to move northeastward into the Norfolk, O'Neill, Nebraska, and into the Omaha, Lincoln area there, as well as this does continue to progress its way northeastward over the course of the next, roughly the next 4 to 5 hours is what we are currently watching with this system as it does continue to progress its way northeastward. Now, these systems, this storm has been producing damaging wind as the primary threat with this system as it does continue to progress its way northeastward. And as we did do the latest model runs, about 8:30, 9 o'clock is what we are looking at for that to move into the Sioux Falls area. Good news is, as we do go into the evening, though, we are going to start losing some of that energy that is in the atmosphere to be able to decrease the strength of some of these storms. However, we do expect the winds to continue to be a factor with this as that system does continue to progress its way northeastward and move into the area. So about between the 8 and 9 o'clock time frame is when we really do expect to see things start to ramp up. Good news is, those of you that are behind that storm system, the threat is starting to decrease with that, as this primarily is going to be what the main issue is for this severe weather alert. Now, as we take a quick look at our, let me switch over here to our WSV3 system. Give me a second here to shut off this radar. Shut off a couple things here. Give me just a second. As we take a look at our Storm Prediction Center outlook for the course of the next 12 hours here, is we do see that there is that slight risk for down along the I-80 corridor, which that is where we are seeing those storms currently form, and those storms will continue to progress their way northeastward. Now, this does include, again, the North Platte, the Grand Island area, as well as we are watching that line of storms there. The probability of seeing some tornadic activity, too, is right along the I-80 corridor. Again, a lot of this is going to be losing the energy and strength as we start to come into the evening hours here. We don't expect really much of a redevelopment with this. Now, as we take a look at that wind, we do expect to see that wind continue to progress its way northeastward and bring us that chance of seeing some wind conditions as well. Down in the Grand Island, Nebraska, down into Kansas, there is where we see that greatest threat of seeing that wind damage. You can see that right there on that model. You can see as this does continue to progress its way northeastward, we will have that chance. Now, a lot of you are asking, what about this area? What about this area? And we will jump into that just in a quick second here. Let me get things loaded. All right, we got that loaded. We will switch over to our reflectivity model here. Give me a second to get that loaded. As we do get that loaded, that will bring us our latest track of the storm here. You can see right now how it does form that line. Now, we do expect to see I'm just waiting on this to load, and I certainly do apologize here as this is loading for us. Now, as we go into the nighttime hours there, you can see the progression of this line of storms that will continue to progress their way northeastward. There by about 6 o'clock, we do expect to see it between that 6 and 7 o'clock in the Norfolk, Nebraska area, continuing to progress its way northeastward. And right around that 9 o'clock hours, we do see that line really starting to progress and move into the Sioux Falls area. Now, does that mean we are going to have another terrestrial event? There is a probability that we could see that. Now, we're not saying for sure that we are going to see those 100-mile-an-hour winds, but we definitely could see some heavy, strong winds with this as this does continue to progress its way northeastward. As you can see, this bow right through here as well is where we will see that wind probability as well with this system coming into the evening and into the later portion of the night. As we do continue to watch this system, this will impact, again, like the Huron area. They're about that 9, 10 o'clock hour, and that'll continue to progress its way northeastward as the system does continue to progress. Now, the one thing that we do have here as well, we do have a low pressure system that is sitting over us that is creating a wraparound as well. You can see, just watch this here. As we put this back into play here, we do watch as that does continue to progress its way northeastward and really impacting much of the area as this line of storms does continue to progress its way northeastward. I am lagging. So again, we are watching this line of storms that is moving northeastward. We do have that severe thunderstorm watch out for much of that area as well. As we switch back over to that, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for much of the Nebraska area there. Now that will actually expire by 8 o'clock tonight is what we are seeing with that latest here. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for the areas there until 8 p.m. tonight, and then the areas just east of that as well is in one until 9 p.m. Central Standard Time as well. So this will continue to progress its way northeastward. We can see this line of severe weather as that is continuing to make its way northeastward. As we take a look at the larger picture here, we do see that, again, that line of storms is producing. Again, we are seeing some indication real quick here. We do see just a little bit north of the Grand Island, Nebraska area there, some rotation probability with that. Let me switch over to the Grand Island, Nebraska. We do have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings out with this, as this line of storms does continue to progress and make its way northeastward here in the next couple hours as well. We do expect to see those continue to progress as far as severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect as well. There is a quick little list, those of you that have family and friends in the Nebraska area. I'm waiting on our latest radar sweep here for that Grand Island or the Hastings radar. See about that rotation there just north of the Grand Island area. See if I can get that to come up here. There's our live sweep, and it looks like it is downloading the new. There it goes. As we do continue to see there, we do have just that little bit of a wrap northeastward there of that Grand Island on the south end of that cell that we are currently seeing just a little bit of a tightening there, a little bit of a concern just east of Loop City. Let's get switched over to our velocity there. We'll switch back to our reflectivity, and you just can see this line of storms here that is all the way down into Kansas and into the Nebraska area there. As we do switch off our radar, switch to a nationwide one, there you can just see this line of storms that are really impacting much of the Nebraska and Kansas. Again, we do expect to see that continue to progress its way northeastward. By about that 8:30 time frame, we should start to see some of those storms start to move into the Sioux Falls area between the 8:30 and 9:30 time frame. We would expect to see some of those. Now, it's hard to project if these will be those severe weather conditions at this time, but we do see that it is going to continue to form a line with this as it does move into the Dakotas and into Iowa and Minnesota area as well. So definitely something we're going to have to keep a close eye on over the course of the next couple hours. If these severe thunderstorm warnings do continue and get more into like the Nebraska or more into the Norfolk area, we will jump back here live and start covering them continuously then with that live coverage as well. We are, again, watching these push in a northeasterly direction. We do expect it to continue to have that line, so that threat of some severe weather is going to continue over the course of the next couple hours. Now, as we get into the evening and into the early overnight hours, we will start to see things decrease in strength. We should start to see things decrease in strength. So that probability of seeing that severe weather threat is going to decrease. However, definitely something we are going to have to watch very closely. We will jump back on live if we do continue to watch or do continue to see that severe weather threat move into, again, about that North Fork, Nebraska area. Once that area starts to get hit, we'll jump back on and start continuing to do live until the threat is deceased. Stay with T Storm Chasers as we do continue to monitor this line of severe weather, as again, it does push in northeasterly direction. About that 8:30, 9:30 time frame is when we are going to start seeing that severe weather threat